Welcome to another matchup here. Sunday Rumble number 23. This is the Bully Boys versus Glowwater Thralls. Glowwater Thralls just took out Cake. We are on Duel at Dawn here. Oracle joining me. Oracle, tell us about the map.
Duel at Dawn is a very small map compared to other maps. Lots of debris low to the ground, lots of debris very, very high as well. So if you can't even rise above a lot of the time, and it makes for a very brawl-oriented map usually.
All right, going over the ships here. First up for the Glowwater Thralls, we have the Wizard piloted by Graphic Sturdy. We have on it Hawacha, Double Flak, and a Hades. On the second ship here, the Masso, we have on the front a Gap Mortar, and on the side for support, very dark here, a Flamer and a Banshee. Go ahead, Oracle.
And aboard the Colorful Descent, being piloted by someone who hasn't logged in yet.
Rethburn has been disconnected along with Andros.
Oopsie daisy.
Uh-oh.
Yep, both of them have disconnected. Either way, though, there's going to be a flak on the front of this goldfish, a blackfish, not very common, with a flamethrower on the port side and a carronade on the starboard side. And aboard the Glaswegian Handshake, being piloted by Von Zinsington. Aha. We have a double Hades front with a Banshee and a mine launcher on the port side.
We were talking before this match started. This is extremely similar. The Bully Boys setup here is extremely similar to a setup we saw a couple weeks ago from Sacrilege, where they ran a Flakfish and a double Hades Pyramidion. It worked well when fighting the opponent. Glowwater Thralls just took out Cake. It did not work well against the Mandarin at all, however. Getting those ship disables in a 2v2 was simply too easy. And, Oracle, you were explaining this really well to me beforehand. Can you give us more information while we're going through this pause as to how that functions in a 2v2?
Yeah, of course. The idea behind a Flakfish and then another ship that can shred armor is you have one ship that, shreds the armor, the other ship gets the kill. And it's very efficient in theory. The problem is in practice, it's too difficult to line both of those ships up at the exact same time. First of all, you're fighting moving targets, and so they're going to be moving behind cover, through cover, and so it's hard to get those two different ships angled at a single target at the same time. But the bigger problem is that if one of those ships gets disabled, the other one cannot do a single thing, except maybe try and play defense. Because if you have armor shred, you need something else to do hull shred. If you have hull shred, you need something to shred the armor. But if one of those ships is gone, your effectiveness goes from 130% to 0%. And it's way too easy to disable a single ship and just focus one down.
It's really hard to have both ships at full functionality to get those consistent kills.
Yeah, and I think that's the inherent problem with it. And this problem is exacerbated by Duel at Dawn because of all this rubble that's everywhere. Really massive rubble, as well as a low ceiling and very tight quarters. So people can come around a corner, quickly disable one of the ships, bring him down, and the other one is powerless to help.
Teams are the same. Just going over quickly, the Wizard piloted by Graphic Sturdy. We have the Massa piloted by Fiasco Total. We have the Colorful Descent piloted by Rethburn, and the Glaswegian Handshake piloted by Von Zinkington. Alrighty, teams are getting set up right now in game. Massa and the Wizard, Glowwater Thralls, being very aggressive so far with their positioning. Massa going below the battleship, and Wizard flying straight up above. No, what are they doing?
I don't think they can fit underneath.
No, they can't.
No, I see what they're doing. But I immediately see the problem with it. Right now, the Wizard...
Are they playing Bobber?
What they're going to do is they're going to have the Pyramidion come in and try and flush him out. Wizard actually able to get some shots off. Problem is, as soon as the Masu comes in, the Bully Boys are going to be able to drop behind cover and then duel the Masu 2-on-1. So this may be a bit of a misplay on their part.
Wizard is moving in right now straight over the battleship, directly into fire of the Bully Boys. Again, this is the first of a best of three. Bully Boys versus Glowwater Thralls. Glowwater Thralls just took out Cake. Spots down on both of the Bully Boys ships, trying to get a better angle there. Oh, great crossfire in the Glass Vegan handshake, losing a lot of hull very quickly. Von Zinkington, oh my goodness.
This is something I kind of brought up earlier in the match. Those Hades, like, look at this range. As soon as that Metamidian gets close, it gets close to either of the ships. Either the armor shred isn't going to be there, or the hull isn't going to be there. Getting close is all it will take to disable one of these ships. And when you have a ship that is so reliant on the other, and both the enemy ships being at a certain range, that's way too specific of a requirement to be effective.
What can the Colorful Descent do now except run away as fast as possible? Masso is already closing the distance with the Glass Vegan handshake. They're going to be inside arming time here momentarily, unless something is done.
Lochnagar. They're using Lochnagar to get rid of the arming time on the flak. That being said, as soon as they get within the arming time of the Hades, that's going to be it. And
they're
there it
already
is.
Inside too. This is a very tough situation for the Bully Boys here. I'm not exactly sure what they are hoping for either, especially going up against a Metamidian who is designed to just get in your face.
No, I think this was a mistake. Glaswegian handshakes, armor going down, flak shots coming in. Look at that hull shred.
Fantastic flak shots from the Wizard too, exactly on the mark. They knew exactly when they had to put it. We need to see more flag shots coming right now against the Colorful Descent to take it out. It will be then 3-0 in favor of the Glowwater Thralls.
Colorful Descent's doing well, getting away. Hard to hit that main engine, but there goes the armor. Hwacha shredding away that hull.
That actually, I just want to stop for a moment here and talk about those Hwacha shots. We were discussing off air the mechanics of mid-range Hwacha shots earlier in the afternoon. Those were going through multiple layers of cloud cover. Wizard and Masso didn't have a great spot in the Colorful Descent, and yet all those Hwacha shots hit on the mark. That's not easy to do.
No, it's not that. I'd say it's not that difficult, though. As long as you have the hit marker. Masu, what are you doing? As long as you have the hit markers still coming out, you can track the ship through the clouds, and the Colorful Descent wasn't that far through the clouds just yet. So, no, it shows experience, but it's not terribly difficult. I guess, like, credit where credit's due, and the opposite applies. Still, though, being able to fire that Hwacha right into the hull and waiting for that hull to be revealed.
Yeah.
That was some really nice timing.
Colorful Descent and Glass Vegan handshake. That's Glass Vegan, I'm sorry. Handshake. I think that's how you pronounce it. Zinkington will correct me if I'm wrong, I hope. But, point aside, they're both the Bully Boy ships are setting up here on the far side of the ribs. Wizard and Masso have set up on the other side of the ribs. It could be a stare-down scenario where one team waits for the other to flinch.
I don't think that's going to be necessary. The Masu, not to dig on this theory crafting between the Goldfish and the Pira, but the Masu can just fly low, use the ribs for cover, get in close within arming time of those Hades, and then rip them apart. I feel like this match could be won by the Masu alone, and the Wizard's there for moral support.
We did see some really great flak and lumberjack shots from the Wizard earlier. So, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I understand where you're coming from, where the kill power of the Masu is definitely enough alone to say, no, Glaswegian handshake, you're down, you are going to sit on the ground while I take care of the Colorful Descent.
Yeah, like, certainly the Wizard is strong, but the Masu can do this alone, as long as he can get in close. And to be effective, all he has to do is get in close. Though it certainly will be effective if the Wizard can get a disable off first, and I think that's what he's doing.
We've seen one or two disables already in this very short game so far. We're only in the first few minutes still, all things considered. Masu is rising above those shots very quickly. He wasn't even using any special devices, just the standard pilot's tools. He has risen straight above the Glaswegian handshake and Colorful Descent. Wizard has swung in on the far side. He's going to bring some shots in on the Colorful Descent, more than likely.
Colorful Descent gonna get disabled, not quite taking out the engines, which they really need. Hades coming in, Masu gonna block him, sit right down on him. Flamethrower going down on the Glass Legion as well. Colorful Descent might back into some geometry. No, he's not. He's going to be able to get behind the Masu. Problem is, what's he going to do now? Nice disable from the Wizard, going to keep the Glass Legion handshake down as he takes Hades shots. Look at that. Spire getting in close. Last couple of flak shots. Gets that kill nice and quick. Masu turning on the Colorful Descent. Colorful Descent has a rib behind him. He's going to try to lower beneath the Masu, but Gatling's coming in. Mortar comes in a bit early, but that's okay. There's plenty in that round. And here come the Hades shots to finish him off. Armor's getting shredded. Hull's almost down. Flat coming in. Watch it going a little wide, and the Gatling does it. 5-0.
That hurts. That is really tough to deal with. I do feel bad for the Bully Boys. Their concept of bringing that single flak, that single flagship, and the single hull breaker, it's great on paper, but unfortunately, it's just not a realistic combination.
No, and I think we saw the inherent problem with it in that match. I don't think there's any more to be said that really can be said.
Join us again for the next match here on youtube.com/The Rob and Dan Show. Another matchup here. Battle on the Dunes is the map, joined by 4th Oracle. Once again, Oracle, tell us about Battle on the Dunes.
Battle on the Dunes is a massive map with lots of long-range opportunities, but you have a couple of structures there. You have the ribs in the southeastern corner that could provide some cover, as well as the large structure off to the west, but mostly nice, big, and open.
Big sniping map. Very, very popular sniping map.
There's not a whole lot else you can really do on it.
No.
I mean, you have these massive ranges, and then if one team takes sniping and the other team takes close range, well, unless the close range people play it really, really well, which we actually have seen, usually sniping is the dominant form.
Alrighty, going through the ship loadouts here. First off, this is Glowwater Thralls versus the Bully Boys. Second game in a best of 3. The Glowwater Thralls won the first one 5-0. Arcane Bolt is the first ship here in the lineup for the Glowwater Thralls. It is piloted by Graphic Sturdy on the bottom deck. Gat Mortar. On the main deck, we have Double Artemis, and the top is a Mercury. On the Masu, we have a front Gat Mortar and a side Double Merc, piloted, of course, by Fiasco Total. Go ahead and take the 3rd and 4th ship there, Oracle.
Well, for the Bully Boys, being piloted by Rethburn is a Wrecking Ball, with a Double Merc front and a Gat Mortar on the port side, interestingly enough. Aboard the Millwall fans, we have a Junker, being piloted by Von Zinkington. Aboard the port side, we have a Gat Mortar, front side Artemis, and on the starboard side, another couple of Artemite to round things out.
That's a triple Artemite combination right there. Already bringing some fire on the Arcane Bolt. Outer hull is going down very quickly. Balloon shots being used to absorb some of that damage so the permahull doesn't take any damage. Great tactic there by the pilot of the Arcane Bolt to try and dodge some of that permahull damage, but Wrecking Ball and Millwall fans are not letting it up. Masso is coming in behind the Millwall fans now, trying to take the pressure off the Arcane Bolt. Permahull taking damage, but Masso has opened up on the Millwall fans with its front Gat Mortar.
Oh, there's the armor on the Arcane Bolt. Just take a couple more. Not quite there. Millwall fans have managed to dodge away from the Masu for the moment, but he's getting ready for another charge. Arcane Bolt, though, taking damage from both, and there he goes. Masu is left alone, and he is going to be the next big target.
Bad situation right now for the Maso. We were talking about this before the recording started. This is the issue with the Gat Mortar front that we're seeing here against that triple Artemite and front double Merc on the Wrecking Ball and Millwall fans. A direct charge like this is just, it turns you into fodder. It's very hard to do.
Problem is, though, Millwall fans is still using their close range side. They haven't turned to their Artemite, and now the Masu is going to rip apart the Wrecking Ball unless something happens soon. Mercury is coming out. I think they're actually managing to take out the guns, but here comes the Gatling again. Mortar is going to come soon.
There's the permahull. Oh my god, oh goodness, Permahull is being destroyed on the Masu. Millwall fans still landing some of those mortar shots, incredibly enough. I'm shocked that they're still in range, taking out the Masu before anything bad can happen to the Wrecking Ball. Wow.
I think it was a mistake to keep the close range side on the Masu, but it was just enough. A 2v1 is just too much. And some of those mortar shots were landing, taking out that permahull, and I'm surprised the Wrecking Ball didn't take any hull damage.
They did a really good job on that ship, keeping things together and making sure they were using those Mercuries to disable the Masu whenever they could. That's not easy to do at close range. It's a little difficult with how hard it is to pivot the Mercury, but the Mercury does always shoot very true. So, unfortunately, it is a problem of trying to charge a Pyramidion with a double Merc front. You are going to be disabled a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. If the Arcane Bolt shows itself a little bit too early, like it did last time, then we could see a very similar situation. I think they want to go for the same approach. The Masu coming around this big structure off to the west, while the Arcane Bolt charges in forward. And yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
The Millwall fans, piloted by Von Zinkington, he did a great little dodge there. I don't know if but people can rewind the video here and see exactly what he did. He did a great kind of twist dodge where he went over the top of the Masu. No, I'm sorry, below the Masu, swung below their firing arc as they were coming up, and just absolutely evaded them while the Wrecking Ball continued to pound down the Arcane Bolt, keep them disabled with those double Mercs. Very good cooperation on the part of the captains of the Millwall fans and Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball has been spotted around the corner here. Arcane Bolt, though, getting some shots off. Millwall fans taking some hits. Wrecking Ball, I think, is going to hide behind this little area here, this big propeller.
They'll be able to just quickly pop up, take some shots, and pop back down if they do so.
Yeah, absolutely. The Masu's still waiting around the corner. I think he's waiting for this dust cloud to go by before he charges in. Oh, he's in it. Yeah, he's going to wait for it to pass away, and then he's going to move in, I think. There is a dust cloud. Yeah, there it is.
There is a cloud that is coming straight towards both the Millwall fans and the Wrecking Ball, as you guys can see on the screen right now. This is going to temporarily lessen their abilities to take out ships at long range. If they haven't spotted the Masu yet, it may be a shock when he comes. Nope, their spot did just go down on the Masu. This charge isn't going to be as effective because they did not wait for these clouds to come in.
The Wrecking Ball, though, taking some big hits. I think the Masu might have overshot a little bit. No, he's going to slow down. He's bringing those forward guns into arc. Armor not quite down. There it isn't. There it is. And here come the mortar shots. Where's that hull damage? Where's that hull damage? I think the disable came out from the Millwall fans, destroying that mortar. They need to get those hits in, but it's not happening. The Arcane Bolt is a bit too far away. The Wrecking Ball has his gap mortar port side turned on the Masu, and the damage is huge. The hull damage going down on the Wrecking Ball, but it's not enough. The Masu able to be taken down. The Arcane Bolt trying to bring his gap mortar side in, but the Millwall fans gets the shots down first. Armor's getting shredded, but the Artemis comes in, disables the Gatling, and the Millwall fans is in trouble.
That was a vicious, mutually assured destruction scenario that the Wrecking Ball and the Masu got involved in. And because the Junker was so interested in trying to save the Wrecking Ball, it wasn't able to respond properly when the Arcane Bolt did their charge against them. They could not turn the ship fast enough and get their broadside to bear.
Arcane Bolt moving in on the Wrecking Ball, getting that Gatling down on him. The permahull is so low. Where is that drop? There it is. Where's the mortar? I don't think isn't a lot. I think it's the Artemis. Nope, they're going to go ahead and use it, and there he goes.
There wasn't a lot that the Pyramidion could do in that scenario. The setup for the Arcane Bolt, the Gap Mortar, the Double Artemis, and the Mercury, you're going to rip through components very quickly. You're going to be able to take opponents down pretty efficiently if you get in close and get the proper range.
Millwall fans and Wrecking Ball spawning pretty close to the Arcane Bolt. Masu is here for defense, though. And I think they're just going to try to charge in here.
I'm not sure that's a good idea, to be completely honest, as the Masu is trying to ride the clouds right now. It seems rising up above them and through them. Spots continue to hold on both the... oh, no, it has dropped off the Masu. So the spots on the Glowwater Thralls is going to hold. I'm sorry, the Bully Boys.
Masu coming in hard. Arcane Bolt getting focused down. Hull is burning. Millwall fans is going to be the first target for the Masu. No, it's going to be the Wrecking Ball.
Whoa!
It doesn't even matter. I think they were trying to get rid of that armor shred, but it wasn't enough. Gats going down.
Masu is just trying to defend itself at this point. It's gotten itself in a really bad position. The charge did not work out in its favor. Millwall fans using its brawl side as well as the Wrecking Ball to take out that hull very quickly. Win goes to the Bully Boys. We're going to the rubber match. Whoa. That was the fastest Battle on the Dunes game I have ever seen.
Yeah, that was really fast.
Oh boy.
The strategy, like, it didn't work the first time. They're just like, okay, we didn't time it right. Went and tried it again.
Yeah. Great match by both teams. 5-2 in favor of the Bully Boys. Again, we are going to Game 3. You're watching it here on youtube.com/The Rob and Dan Show.